Not too long ago, the human fleet launched the Wavebreaker class Super Dreadnought, pictured here in surveillance footage from the field. Immediately after being launched, the Wavebreaker took on no less than 5 AI battle groups comprised of everything from battleships to destroyers to carriers and everything else that the AI had to throw at it. The Wavebreaker took all of them down and came out relatively unscathed, and has now been fully repaired to operational status. However, it was only a matter of time before the AI mounted their own counterattack. And in this video, we're going to see what ChatGPT builds for this Super Dreadnought class. So we're going to be building ChatGPT's AI Dreadnought, and then we're going to put it through its usual paces, including sea trials and combat trials, and then we're going to see just how bad the implications of that are for the human fleet. Hello everyone, my name is Nick, and welcome back once again to Project Prometheus. These episodes have gotten a little less frequent, so I am quite excited to be back to this. Pictured here is the Wavebreaker class Dreadnought. Dreadnought is the designation of ship that we are using for Prometheus ships that are just huge. The cost limit for these is 1.75 million. This ship, don't look too closely, it's a little over budget right now. But this is an example of a super dreadnought. These ships are intended to be mobile power projection, basically like sailing fortresses. And the Wavebreaker has been a resounding success since we launched it a few episodes ago. But in today's video, we're going to be changing the Wavebreaker's undominated claim to the sea by giving ChatGPT the chance to build its very own super dreadnought. So without further ado, let's get straight into things. Since the very beginning of Project Prometheus, ChatGPT and its AI fleet have suffered from one common problem across all of their craft designs. Usually what happens is ChatGPT builds a ship that's far too large and then uses all of its costs to make the hull while leaving none for the weapons. Now, I started off this particular prompting by explaining to ChatGPT what we meant by Dreadnought, because an actual Dreadnought is just basically a pre-HMS Dreadnought type of battleship, essentially. So I had to explain to it that the Dreadnought in our case was supposed to be a very large mobile power projection base. And ChatGPT suggested a predictably underarmed ship. But I was not content to just let ChatGPT shoot itself in the foot like that. I literally had to tell it on multiple different occasions. I told the AI, this is going to be too weak, cost is no object, make this thing even stronger. So ChatGPT ended up coming up with the Titan class Super Dreadnought. And the Titan class is marked by 3 main guns that are 427 millimeter, very rapid fire, and then this is the crazy part. ChatGPT wants no less than 24 secondaries, and it wants to cram all of this in a hull that is less than 3/4 of the size of the Wavebreaker. So to say that this was a challenge is understating it. I started the building phase for the Titan by laying down the major dimensions for the hull, as I always do. ChatGPT gave us a length of 280 meters, a beam of about 32, although I did go a bit wider than they specified here. And then it also gave us a draft, which I can't remember off the top of my head. But I laid out the major dimensions for the hull, and then I went about actually building the hull itself. Now, the Wavebreaker, importantly, employs more of an ironclad, much more outdated hull shape. It doesn't attempt to be hydrodynamic with a flared bow or anything fancy like that. It's basically just a big metal canoe. However, the Titan is much more elegant than that. ChatGPT wanted a sleek, streamlined hull for this ship, and it wanted the ship to be relatively maneuverable, which is something that was pretty much zero on the Wavebreaker's priority list. So once I had the hull laid down, I then laid down the gun emplacements, as many as I could fit. And it was really difficult, but I was able to get up to 9 secondaries and give ChatGPT the 3 main guns that it asked for. This ship, however, is really, really crammed, And as you'll see later in the video, there are some very negative implications to just how close together everything is. Another notable feature that I decided to carry through from the design phase was that ChatGPT specifically asked for a 360-degree panoramic bridge. So I went ahead and decided to be a little artsy on this one, and I built us a bridge that is basically like as close to a giant glass circle as I could get. And the result is a ship that looks very unconventional, almost like a cruiser. Alrighty everyone, it's time for the big reveal, the finished Titan AI Super Dreadnought. Here this thing is. Oh, it's actually listing quite severely right now. This is the Titan. We're going to do a little tour of this thing. I'm going to talk about all of its capabilities, and then we're going to put it through the usual paces, sea trials, combat trials, all that good stuff. But let's start off with an overall view. So I've gone ahead and spawned the Wavebreaker right next to the Titan. And what you'll see here is the stark difference in the size of these two ships. Now, the Wavebreaker is significantly larger in all dimensions than the Titan. However, if we actually go down and drill down to the details here, so the Wavebreaker's main guns are 4-barrel 500mm, and it has 4 of them. So that's essentially 16 500mm cannons. The Titan has 6, 2 in each turret and 3 turrets total, 427mm guns, significantly weaker. However, the Titan has 1, 2, 3, well actually let's do it this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so 20 secondaries, and these are 127mm frag. Now on the Wavebreaker, this actually has more. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 times 2 is 28 secondary cannons. So the Wavebreaker is much more heavily armed than the Titan. However, the Titan, because of its small form factor, is much more maneuverable and much quicker than its compatriot. Now, let's get into the actual Titan here. So first, the main armament. I'll get a little look at the statistics here. So we have a 427mm cannon, 457, excuse me, and it fires every 3 seconds. These cannons are built on one of the 17x17 bases, and actually they're not even fully optimized because I could add another ammo clip here. But they're absolutely massive. And then we have here the secondaries. These are 127mm, and they fire every half a second, which makes them quite quick. These are also large, but not quite as large as the 17x17 turrets. Then we have the most distinct feature of the Titan here, this weird panoramic bridge. So I didn't really know how to best execute this sort of 360-degree circle that ChatGPT wanted. So this is what I settled on, and honestly, I think it fits well with the AI's aesthetic so far. It makes this ship look very unconventional. And then this rear portion of the deck I didn't really know what to do with, so I decided to put these nifty little smokestacks on it. And actually, these are yellow because I did not put the AI controllers under them just yet, so I'll have to fix that. But yeah, now let's talk power plant. So we have 2 propellers. They're 5 meters, and these are just basic large steam engines, nothing fancy. However, this ship employs hydrofoils because it has a tendency to roll and to pitch down. However, as you can see, when it's not moving, it sinks very deep into the water because of how heavy it is relative to its volume. This ship is very different from the Wavebreaker because it has almost no dead space in the center. As you can see, if we travel through it here, it's just repeated like blocks everywhere. I mean, there's just, in fact, I think I can do this. Yeah, give you guys a perspective. This thing is just dense, right? Whereas if we look at the Wavebreaker is large, but it's not necessarily dense. I mean, this makes it look quite dense, actually, but it's nothing compared to the Titan. So I think the AI has built a formidable ship here. I'm really curious to see how this is going to do in combat trials, but before we do that, it's time for sea trials. So I went ahead and made things nasty and choppy. Let's see how the Titan holds up to these blood red seas. It's such a large ship, and again, these waves always look ridiculously large when we are testing like smaller ships, but something this big, it's barely even bothered by the rough seas. I mean, look at how it's just cruising right through it. And one of the distinct advantages that this ship has over the Wavebreaker is that it is definitely much more hydrodynamic, and I don't think it's faster in a straight line, but it is able to turn much more efficiently, and it has much less of a power plant, much smaller power plant. You can see those propellers are spinning quite slowly, actually. So, yeah, that actually just seems to be cruising right along. I'm not seeing any problems whatsoever. Thanks to the hydrofoils, it's able to keep its roll orientation perfect most of the time, and its pitch correct as well. Now, let's see. I don't even know. What happens if I turn this all the way up? All the way to 1? Like, worst possible seas. Give me just horrible. Hello, black cloud of death. Oh yeah, here we go. Now these are big waves. But the Titan does not care. The Titan has places to be, and things to do. It was designed by an evil sentient AI that is capable of building battleships. Let's see this thing breach through the wave here. Hopefully. Maybe. But while we're at it, I was thinking the other day, this entire time, I have been training ChatGPT, which isn't an AI system. It's definitely not sentient, but it is an AI system. I've been training it to build warships, specifically to build warships intended to destroy humanity. And I just took a step back for a second and thought about it. And I was like, is this wise? Is this wise? And then I remembered that's why I named this Project Prometheus in the first place, because if you're not familiar with the tale of Prometheus, Prometheus gave fire to mankind and was then thrown into the depths of Tartarus because of it, as punishment. And that's sort of the whole idea with this story in particular is, you're teaching the AI to do something that it probably shouldn't be able to do. Now, it does look to me as though we're having some problems here, although they are minor. It looks like the propellers got out of the water briefly. Oh, are you good? Oh, did it reach? Oh, it's because it reached its. Oh no, it didn't. Why no running? Submerged? Possibly? Odd. Very odd. I'm not sure why. Okay, now they're running again. That doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. Whatever. Now it's moving again. Okay, interesting. So not quite as seaworthy as the Wavebreaker. Partly because of how heavy it is, partly because it's a little bit slower. But not too bad. Not too bad. One thing I do want to note while we're here, in fact, let's go back to ComSeas. Yeah, also let me change the wave factor. There we go. Yeah, so one very important thing that I do want to note is that I spent as much as I could on this ship. Like, I spared no expense. The weapons are pretty much as good as they can be in the space. The main constraint for the ship is its space. It is still only 1.1, so it is almost like, what is that, like a third under the cost limit, 33%. So, of course it's at a disadvantage because the Wavebreaker is right up against and actually currently exceeds, don't tell anyone, the cost limit. But anyway, enough of this. It's time for combat trials. Now, of course, it wouldn't be combat trials unless we started by blowing up Jacob's treehouse. So the Titan is here, it's ready for combat. I'm going to spawn a little Jacob's treehouse over here. This will just serve as a good demonstration of just how powerful the guns on this ship are. Where is Jacob's treehouse? There it is. Okay, and pause. Okay, you can see I actually still have not added the CIWS system for that, but you can see these guns have fired. These are frag shells. These are our main guns. Let's just get a good look at the salvo coming from this thing. Yeah, it's pretty meaty, and these guns fire every couple seconds, so they get quite a bit of heat off. We're gonna focus on Jacob's treehouse for this battle because I want to see how quickly this thing gets destroyed. Okay, we're missing. There we go. Look at that, just tearing into it. So the main battery, if I didn't already mention it, is AP heat. And the secondary is frag, almost exclusively. In fact, I think it is exclusively. Did it? Literally just an insta-kill. I mean, yeah. Are we surprised? Are we ever surprised? It's the Jacob's treehouse. It always dies. It's how these things go. Okay, so let's fully repair the Titan, and now we will pit it against its second adversary. And I'm thinking that this will demonstrate a very, very large flaw with this ship that I have discovered. So, of course, the secondary is the Iron Maiden, which is kind of like a destroyer cruiser type ship. Okay, first volley away. Now this will also serve as a good demonstration for the Titan's armor. So let's get over with the Iron Maiden here, get a look at what, if any, damage she takes. Yeah, so these Dreadnoughts, regardless of what strategies you might choose for them, they excel at just putting out a ton of firepower quickly. And that is something that, no matter how elegant you may make a design, it's very difficult to beat the brute force approach. You can see the components of the Iron Maiden just getting shredded off of it right here. I mean, we've blown clean through their propulsion, blowing open the hull there, targeting the main guns. Yeah, and actually the thing that I thought was going to happen did not happen, which is surprising. AI has been destroyed, I think. Okay, what was that, like 20 seconds? From, you know, a cruiser to nothing in 20 seconds. And let's check out the Titan here, check for damage. So, very minor damage to the bow, that's all cosmetic. Light damage to this part, to this turret. Now this would be, yeah, that does have secondary. I did not yet armor these, so that would be bad. At least this one. So yeah, but Titan's fine. I'm gonna repair it anyway, just for consistency, but the Titan is fine. Now, we're gonna do some scenarios here. So let's say the Titan runs across a patrol, and that patrol is made up of everybody's favorite ship, the Kerman. So let's get 3 of these things out. Oh shoot, I meant to pause it. Kerman and Kerman. Okay, 3 Kermans for a total of what, like 225k materials against over 1 million. Poor Kermans. Let's watch the first target here. See how long it survives. Oh, actually, this is interesting because the side cannons of the Titan are not able to fire because they don't have a good enough angle. Ooh, that hurt. Okay, this Kerman is going... Oh, okay, that was the ammo. There she goes. That one is dead. Okay, we've targeted the secondary here. Okay, there we go. There we go. Get that frag in there. The Kermans are perfect targets for the secondaries because they're all light armor and decking. They're very, very weak. This guy's getting blown up here. I think that one's been completely destroyed. And now this one too. The Titan is unscathed. It did, however, take some torpedo. Now, see, this is interesting because that is potentially a big problem, and it actually looks like it did blow up a secondary. That is mostly attributed to my own design flaws rather than any issue with the ship itself. As always, disclaimer on this video, this ship is not in its final state. One of the reasons we do this stuff is do like a shakedown and improve it. So stuff like the missing armor on these will be fixed. You know, the missing armor on these also will be fixed. Okay, let's do something a little heavier. So we have the Titan there in the distance. Let's see if it can successfully take down a Jebediah. The Jebediah is the human fleet's battleship. Okay, that was pathetic. Now, I should enable, or I should set up the close-in weapon system for the Titan before this combat, but I don't think it will need it. We shall see. Hard hits to the Jebediah here. Let's focus in. This is before I knew what hydrofoils were, so this thing just, I mean, look at that. If we look below the waterline here, it's been torn up a little bit. Are you gonna capsize, buddy? Are you good? Now, the Jebediah was built before I changed the battleship cost limit from 250k to 450k. So not all battleships will look like the Jebediah, but some will. Oh, we're getting a big lag spike. That probably means... yeah, I think the thing that I was talking about happened to the Titan. Holy cow. Okay, game. It's freaking out. There we go. Okay. Seems to have gotten fixed up. However, this ship is mostly dead in the water. Oh, yeah, but the Titan has lost a lot of its guns. The Jebediah refuses to die. There's only like one of these left in the actual human fleet. This is, of course, testing, so these ships don't count, but... the Jebediahs have borne a lot of the brunt of the casualties of the war. There are not many of them left. While they look powerful, they're not well built, as they were the second ship I ever built. So that Jebediah is looking pretty weak. Now let's talk about the Titan. Notice how the secondaries are all gone. Well, except for these two. One of the biggest problems with this ship... oh, something big just blew up. One that I am yet to address is that these secondaries, right, they are so close together, and they are currently only separated by an alloy wall, that if you hit one, the entire thing chain reacts. And if you hit one just right, the entire thing chain reacts and also blows up, if I can find it, the ammo reserves. The ammo and fuel reserves, because all of the critical components for this ship are just packed into this tiny little space, which is, again, it's very unusual for ChatGPT, because in the previous videos it made the ship too big with too few weapons. Now it's made the ship too small with too many weapons. Another thing that Titan has that the Wavebreaker isn't the best at is anti-air defenses. The Titan has quite a few AA guns, and it also has this secondary battery that's probably pretty good at shooting down planes. So I have gone ahead and spawned a couple bombers above here. We're going to see if this thing can take them down. Now, notably, these are AI bombers. They are the Catalina and Corsair. They are not the Valentina and the, why am I forgetting its name? The Avenger. So let's see what happens. I am curious how long each of these planes will survive. Yeah, look at all that firepower. Just coming straight out the side of this ship. Oh no, the Catalina's been hit. That's one disabled. This one is about to be... ooh, direct hit. And the wing is gone. And that... oh man, that was another direct hit. And that one too. That leaves one Corsair, I think. Go. Oh, it's fired its rockets. Run, buddy, run. You are in danger. Something just blew. Oh, yeah, there goes another plane. Run, little guy. They're gonna get you. I don't even know what it's doing. Maybe it's broken. Fired its rockets again. Oh, it's hit. There he goes. You gotta hand it to him. He's a brave fella. They're wasting so much ammunition just trying to hit him. Oh, there's one still alive over here. Oh, it's a disabled... actually, that's a Corsair, not a Catalina. For some reason, those cannons aren't firing at it. All that firepower, and they can't hit it. Seriously, not even one hit? The Corsair is one of my favorite planes that we've built, not because it's good at its job, but because it's cool. You know, it has those twin propellers, and it also has the unguided rockets, which I think are a really cool system. And usually in normal combat, it does score some pretty good hits. Well, this could go on all day, so I'm just going to manually hit a little explosion on this thing. There we go. Okay, one wing down. Into the water you go. See if it'll hit. Okay, now you hit it? That doesn't make any sense. The main battery. Oh, jeez. And there it goes. Critical hit. Okay. Well, that was a success. That was what I expected, but actually even better than I expected, because the ship took down the enemies very quickly, and I don't see any visible damage. Little damage to the hull there. Little more. No breaches on this side. None on this side either. Not even any damage on this side, really. Okay, cool. So, final test for the Titan. And no, we are not pitting against the Wavebreaker. Not today. You guys are going to have to wait for that. That is going to be an entirely separate confrontation. I want to make a little AI battle group here. Or actually, human battle group. So that would be 2 Barracudas and their escorts. So the Barracuda is a very capable ship. In some ways more capable than the Jebediah and some of the battleships we've built. So I'm really curious to see how this goes. And of course we need some Kermans. I think we'll do 3 Kermans. So we got 2 Barracudas and 3 Kermans. So this is a very realistic battle group, something you might see out in the field, you know, running around human space. So let's unpause so we see our ships. There they are. Okay, it's a 5v1. The Barracudas are... That is not the Barracuda. Okay, the Barracudas are about, I think, 175 each. And the Kermans are 75k per. So let's see what happens. Who are you going to target first? Okay, one of the Barracudas. Now, this is really important. See how those rounds immediately penetrate, and there's your chain reaction. There go most of the secondaries within a couple seconds of the battle beginning. And I don't know if this Barracuda has even taken notable damage. Oh yeah, it has. Oh man, yeah, that was a pretty big hit. So we've retargeted on the second Barracuda here. Oh, these guys might give the Titan a run for its money. Without any secondaries, it's significantly less powerful. But, I mean, one hit from that main battery just punches right through the Barracuda's armor. And the Kerman is closing in for the ram. Of course it is. That's what Kermans do. Yeah, but look at that damage on the hull. That's a surprising amount. Oh, no. Run, little buddy, run. Oh, geez. And that side's secondary battery is still intact. Oh, no, you stupid cannon. That's not how you're supposed to work. So both Barracudas are pretty well disabled, although still fighting. This Kerman is taking the brunt of it now. Fight back! Use your torpedoes! Oh, jeez. Those hits are just devastating. So the Barracuda's over there. None of the ships have despawned yet. Those missed. And oh. You're not supposed to torpedo your friends. Do you guys not have friend or foe modules? I thought they did. Okay, this Kerman is putting up a very good fight, actually. Which is something the Kermans aren't normally known for. Oh yeah, it's in range of the secondaries on the port side now. Jeez, how are you still floating? Oh my goodness. Now, if we lose this main battery back here, we're going to be in big trouble. Speak of the devil. There goes the rear main battery on the Titan. And we still do have the two front ones. Actually, put this in auto mode. Then it will control itself. Okay, there we go. Targeting the ships that can fight back. The Barracuda. Oh, this one still has one main gun intact. In a lot of ways, the Barracuda was the ship that inspired the Wavebreaker. Its overall form, as you see here, is kind of what we tried to replicate. And the Barracuda is by far our most successful ship yet, especially for cost effectiveness. They're very survivable, very low profile, and they deal a lot of damage quickly. Now this one is all but disabled. It has one gun left, which I don't think will last. Yeah, no barrel on that gun and no detection except the one radar. Let's check on the other 4 ships in this battle group. So, this Kerman is still firing torpedoes, but is unable to move, and has basically no secondaries. That Kerman is in the same boat. It's listed. Yeah, this one engine is taken out, but this one has not sustained that much damage. Probably just got sniped early in the battle. And the other Barracuda, let's check this out. Oh, wow. This actually has 2 guns left on it still, which look functional. So what's going on in here? Is the ammo destroyed? No. Okay, this one is just being strange. But the Titan is bleeding, definitely. Definitely not doing as well as we might have thought. And it's taking consistent... Oh wow, the propulsion is still functioning, but... Yeah, consistent hits in the rear here. You should probably turn around, buddy, so your guns can get used. Oh, now the port side battery has also been mostly destroyed. So what I will do between when this video is released and when we finally do some actual fleet-on-fleet combat, I will revise the Titan to fix this flaw that we've discovered where the entire batteries explode, because it's, you know, it's crippling for this ship. But I would say overall, it's definitely come out the victor in this engagement. I mean, how much health do you still have? 73%? That's lower than I thought. Yeah, and especially for attacking a fleet of comparatively low cost. I mean, why are you even still firing at this ship? It's destroyed. Great example of the Barracuda's survivability. The AI and ammo are still in there, not exploded, even when the ship looks like this. Should really just take the Barracuda and blow it up a little more, and that would be the best ship I could build, I guess. What do we have going on here? Really, actually quite bad damage to this ship. I mean, this thing has taken a lot of hits. If this battery worked properly, if I had set azimuth constraints, we might be in better shape. And maybe it would be smart to attack the other ships.
Engaging now.
Will you? Oh no! The turret got shot by its friend. Ooh, that's a nice noise. Let's listen in on that. It's not going to play it. Annoying. Can you turn? No. Doesn't have any propulsion. So, oh, here come more torpedoes. Man, it just looks like it's burning. That's insane. Let's see if this Kerman is taking hits. Another thing about this ship is that its guns have proved to be very accurate, even at long ranges, although the projectiles are a little bit slow. Okay, so I think we've seen enough for now to call this battle. The Titan, mixed results. Honestly, I thought it would be much more capable than this. The biggest thing holding it back is the flaw with the secondary batteries just chain reacting, and that is totally on me. I need to fix that. I should not have used lightweight alloy to separate the different chambers. I should have used heavy armor or metal at least. So I will fix that. But overall, I think the Titan, while formidable, is still hopefully outmatched by the Wavebreaker. But only time will tell when it comes to that. Also, in related news, we are still accepting viewer submissions for Project Prometheus. So if you want to build your own ships, all you have to do is join our community Discord and then follow the specifications that are outlined in our rule document for each class. So for example, destroyer, carrier, battleship, so on and so forth. If you do that and you submit our design or your designs onto our Discord, there is a chance we will incorporate them into a custom campaign that we're building for this project. There's also a chance that they will appear in these videos because I do use viewer designs in my videos. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. We're going to be bringing Project Prometheus to a head soon, which means the videos on it will be a little less frequent as I start to work more on each video. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this one, and I hope you have a wonderful day.